Sefer Bereshit, Parashat Vayechi, 6th Aliyah. Binyamin is a predatory wolf. In the morning he will devour his prey, and in the evening he will distribute spoils. All these are the tribes of Yisrael, 12, and this is what their father spoke to them, and he blessed them. He blessed each according to his appropriate blessing. Then he instructed them, and he said to them, I shall be gathered to my people. Bury me with my fathers in the cave that is in the field of Ephron the Hittite, in the cave that is in the field of Machpelah, which faces Mamre in the land of Canaan, which Abraham bought with the field from Ephron the Hittite as a burial estate. There they buried Abraham and Sarah his wife. There they buried Yitzchak and Rivka his wife. And there I buried Leah. Purchase of the field and the cave within it was from the sons of Het. When Yaakov finished instructing his sons, he drew his feet onto the bed. He expired and was gathered to his people. Then Yosef fell upon his father's face. He wept over him and kissed him. Yosef ordered his servants, the physicians, to embalm his father, so the physicians embalmed Yisrael. His 40-day term was complete, for such is the term of the embalmed, and Egypt bewailed him for 70 days. When his bewailing period passed, Yosef spoke to Paro's household, saying, If you please, if I have found favor in your eyes, speak now in the ears of Paro, saying, My father had adjured me, saying, Behold, I am about to die in my grave, which I have hewn for myself in the land of Canaan. There you are to bury me. Now I will go up, if you please, and bury my father. Then I will return. And Paro said, Go up and bury your father as he adjourned you. So Yosef went up to bury his father, and with him went up all of Paro's servants, the elders of his household, and all the elders of the land of Egypt, and all of Yosef's household, his brothers and his father's household. Only their young children, their flocks, and their cattle did they leave in the region of Goshen. And he brought up with him both chariots and horsemen, and the camp was very imposing. They came to Goren Hatad, which is across the Yarden, and there they had a very great and imposing eulogy. And he ordained a 7-day mourning period for his father. When the Canaanite inhabitants of the land saw the mourning of Goshen Hatad, they said, This is a grievous mourning for Egypt. Therefore it was named Avel Mitzrayim, which is across the Yarden. His sons did for him exactly as he had instructed them. His sons carried him to the land of Canaan, and they buried him in the cave of the Machpelah field, the field that Abraham had bought as a burial estate from Ephron the Hittite, facing Mamre. Yosef returned to Egypt, he and his brothers, and all who had gone up with him to bury his father, after he buried his father. Yosef's brothers perceived that their father was dead, and they said, Perhaps Yosef will nurse hatred against us, and then he will surely repay us all the evil that we did to him. So they instructed that Yosef be told, Your father gave orders before his death, saying, Thus shall you say to Yosef, Oh, please kindly forgive the spiteful deed of your brothers and their sin, for they have done you evil. So now, please forgive the spiteful deed of the servants of your father's God. And Yosef wept when they spoke to him. His brothers themselves also went and flung themselves before him and said, We are ready to be your slaves. But Yosef said to them, Fear not, for am I instead of God? Although you intended me harm, God intended it for good, so, in order to accomplish. It is as clear as this day that a vast people be kept alive.